Go ahead and see if you can come up with all the different ways to name this other angle over here. So go ahead and do that. A triangle. A triangle has 3 segments as its sides. It's named by the 3 endpoints. List all possible names of this triangle. So a triangle is made up of 3 different segments, and if you notice, like, you can name what each of those segments as its sides. So this one has segments AB, segment BC, and segment CA. And again, segments, it doesn't matter the order that you name the letters of segments, as long as you have 2 of them, and one of them indicates where, and they each indicate the start and the end of the segment. So in this particular example, the ways that you can name a triangle, it really doesn't matter the order that you put the letters of a triangle. Unlike an angle, unlike a ray, like some of those other ones, it was important which order that we put the letters. For a triangle, it doesn't matter. But we do need to have the little triangle symbol to indicate we're talking about this triangle and not the angles and not the segments. But the way I can name this triangle, I can call this triangle ABC. You can call this triangle ACB if you wanted to. Again, the order of the letters does not matter. You could call this triangle BCA, and there's 3 other ways to name this triangle. I want to see if you can come up with them. So try it out. Circles. Circles, a set of all points that are a given distance. It's called the radius from a given point, which is called the center. So basically what you have for a circle is you've got a center of the circle, and then you've got like the rim part of the circle, and the rim is the exact same distance away from that center of the circle. Every single point that's on this rim of this circle is equally as far away from the center of the circle as all the points on that rim of that circle are. So the way that you name a circle is you name a circle by what's called the center of the circle. So in this case, the center of the circle is G, so we would just call this circle G. Now that little symbol that I just put up there was a pretty crummy looking circle. That was supposed to be a circle with a little dot in the middle of it. That's how you indicate that this is circle G, and we're not just talking about the point G, but the entire circle the entire circle G. Name the radius. So the radius is like whenever you connect the center of the circle with one of the points that's located on the circle, then that's called a radius. So in this case, the radius would be segment GH, or you could argue call that HG. It doesn't matter. Union. A union looks like a big U symbol. Union is what occurs when 2 or more parts are put together. So what I like to think about is like Lego pieces. If you put different Lego pieces together, you're unioning them up together. If I put this piece with this piece together, what's the new thing that I get out of it? That's what a union is. An intersection. Think about in English what the heck intersection means. Intersection, like probably you're thinking of streets, where Desert Vista High School is at the intersection of 32nd Street and Fry. That's that point where the 2 intersect each other. Those 2 streets intersect each other. We're right at that corner. So it's the same thing in math. An intersection, which we use a big N to indicate intersection, is where 2 or more parts meet. So at what point, or at what place do these things intersect each other, or overlap each other? Now, the way a lot of students have trouble remembering that U is for the union and the N is for the intersection. U, like union, starts with the letter U. Intersection, like one of the very first letters, and intersection is an N. Maybe that'll help you remember like what those symbols mean. So for example here, segment TW intersecting ray, okay, it's got an arrow going in one direction, so it's going to be ray XV. Now what might help here is actually highlighting those different parts. So TW, starting at T, ending at W, that particular segment, where does it intersect ray XV? That's starting at X, okay, this is the endpoint X, and going through V. Now notice how I don't just stop at V, I'm going to continually move through V forever in that direction. Where do those 2 hit each other at? Well, you can see they hit each other right here, they intersect at that point B. Now you don't have to write the word point. Remember, whenever you want to name a point, you can just use a capital letter to be able to name a point. So that's where those two intersect at. Next one here. Where does ray XU and ray XV intersect at? So I want you guys to try that out, see if you can figure out where those two intersect at. The next one, ray XU intersecting segment TA. I'll do that one with you. So starting at X going through U, where does that intersect segment starting at T, ending at A? Starting at T, ending at A, where did those two hit each other at? Again, they hit each other at that single point at point A. Now the next ones are unions. So if I had here segment AW union segment TA, so starting at A going to W, and T going to A, starting at T, ending at A. Now this is not an intersection. If this is where were these two intersecting at, yeah, it would be at point A. That's not what this is saying. It's the union symbol here instead. Union, meaning put those two pieces together, glue those parts together. What new thing would you get after you put those two parts together? I would have, if I put TA together with AW, then I'd have this new segment that starts at T and ends at W. That's a whole new piece I'd walk away with, is segment TW. Ray X, or sorry, this is segment. Segment XU union ray XV. I want you guys to pause the video. I want you to try that one. And I also want you to try one additional one. I know it's not up there, but I want you to try out, what about segment WB, and I want to intersect that with segment TA. Where is that intersection? So go ahead and fill that out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And this is Miss Kabishta signing off.